Hey gang, welcome to another edition of Doc's Dumpster, where it's a review of the movie The Last Airbender. Sokka and Katara are in a small village in the South Pole where they see a beam of light shooting into the sky, where they discover a 13-year-old boy named named Ong. In fact, I don't think they got any of the names pronounced correctly from the cartoon in this one. So you find out he's an avatar, and they go on this big, long journey to try to save their village. And he is able to have bending powers. He can bend air, water, earth, and fire. And they're being pretty much chased after by Zuko, who is an exiled prince of the Fire Nation. Well, as you would guess, Ong gets caught, but it's pretty much nothing more than a road trip, only it's in the air on a white buffalo-looking thing. Looks like a buffalo, and Falcor from the Neverending Story had a kid. They meet up with all kinds of different groups, and at one point, Ong goes into this place where he discovers who he was in past lives, and he gets set up for it, and he gets captured and gets rescued, and there's a twist in there somewhere because it turns out the guy rescued him, I think it's supposed to be the guy supposed to be after him, I don't know. And I'm trying to remember this as best I can, and I'm just almost brain dead at this point trying to think of the stuff. So yeah, battles happen, all kinds of things happen, extreme close-ups happen. And since this movie was written, produced, and directed by M. Night Salami Sandwich, there's a twist at the end. And the Fire Lord asks his youngest daughter to try to stop the Avatar for good, and it ends on a cliffhanger, which was supposed to, of course, as we all know, evolve into a sequel. That has not yet happened, and from what I have read, it's probably never going to. But the movie made around $320 million at the box office, and it won 5 Golden Raspberry Awards for Worst Picture, Director, Screenplay, Supporting Actor, and 3D Effects. And it is considered one of the worst movies of all time. But, with all that said, does M. Night Snow Shovel deserve to have this movie really put into a dumpster? I think so, but not really for the reasons that a lot of other people do. Now, I'm probably not going to be liked for saying this, but to be honest with you, gang, I never really cared much for the cartoon. I watched a few episodes, just really couldn't get into it. I mean, I can understand a lot of people like the TV show, they liked a lot of the stories and the episodes, everything like that, but it just didn't appeal to me. I guess I just like... When it comes to cartoons, I just like ones that just don't really take themselves all that seriously. The only one that I thought was actually really, really good, and it kind of kept with a good pace through numerous storylines and everything like that, was Invader Zim. And I pray they never make a live-action movie of that one. But there are a few reasons, like, you know, that I just didn't care for this movie very much. Number one, they mispronounced the names of everybody in this movie. Number two, when they adapted it into a live-action film, I only saw a few episodes, but the research I did on this movie, comparing the live-action characters to the animated characters, I went, wow, you guys missed the bus on that one. But then again, look who directed the movie. And the acting in this movie is just so freaking bland. I mean, there are just times you just almost feel like you're going to fall asleep. And the 3D effects, were pretty bad too. I gotta say that much. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I am not the world's biggest fan of CGI. And this movie was trying to do CGI 3D, and I'm bored of 3D movies too. You know, if that's probably trying to be your big selling point for a movie that's going to wind up being total garbage and nothing anybody wants to see, you pretty much just wasted your time trying to do 3D CGI. I mean, CGI is not bad enough to me, but 3D CGI, it's a whole lot worse. But there you guys have a review of The Last Airbender. Love to hear from you guys in the comments below about how you thought about this one. And if you like my videos, always feel free to subscribe. And if you got a movie that you think belongs in a dumpster, and then bend it until you know, maybe a fine little thing looks about the size of a car key, send it my way and I'll get on it ASAP. Thank you guys so very, very much for watching. And until next time, as always, stay strong and rock on.